first impressions of the Weber, it was a lot different than what I usually ride. I was really intrigued. I didn't know how the board was going to go at all. It had heaps more rocker than my usual boards. It had boxy rails, and I don't usually use boxy rails. It had flyers just above the tail that brought the tail in. I knew that would make the board a little bit looser. And it had to feel like the board had more foam in the front end, so it was a lot different than my normal board. So I was really intrigued to see how that was going to work. From the moment I took off on the Weber, you could feel that it was locked in on the line you set. So I think the boxy rails just helped draw out those nice long turns, and it had plenty of bite. Once I wanted to give it some, it would come right around. Some really nice smooth rail transitions, so it would hold a long turn, but then also release off the top really quickly. Through a couple of turns, I found that it was just going a medium sort of pace, and then all of a sudden we just get this big bit of a whip and acceleration through the end of the turn, which was something different. It's always good to feel a different feel out of a board like that. The Weber paddles really well. It has a lot of foam under the chest, so it was really good to get into the waves nice and early. And then the takeoff speed, felt like I could just point the Weber in any direction, and then off it would go. I didn't have to pump or get it moving. It had a lot of drive, but then as soon as the waves deepened up, it had a lot of flair and just a lot of drive through the turns. With the Weber, it was just a quad setup, and I used my Shapers Fins DVS model. They were really good. They're really fast down the line. They're loose. They do everything you want them to do. So it was good to have a nice reliable fin to use in the Weber. After surfing the Greg Weber a few times, it barely tinted up. So it's a real positive when you get good longevity out of a surfboard. I think that Greg's glasses, made it nice and strong, so it'll last a long time. And the Weber, you can tell the Weber's definitely made us a different board to give me a different outlook on surfboards, which was really cool. He's an innovator, Greg, and I'm sure he'd make some exciting boards for people.